So today we are reviewing the OutIn Nano from OutIn. And first of all, I've brewed a shot with this and it's a lot of fun, but you saw the unboxing. I just want to kind of talk about this case that it comes with. It's an accessory that you can add on if you want to. It doesn't actually come with the device, but I think that it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're traveling, just to have a bag with a handle to just throw this into your car, to your RV, whatever it is you might be using. I just wanted to quickly talk about the product itself, and then I actually already had the competitor from Conqueco here, so I'm going to kind of compare the two, talk about what I like about both, what I think this actually does better than Conqueco. Conqueco? I don't even know how to say it, but before I get any further into this, if you want to pick yours up, there's a link in the description. You can grab yours for a certain percentage off, and it'll help the channel, of course. And thank you to OutIn for sending me this device to review. So far, I've had a lot of fun with it. If you're new to the channel, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy tech from an intentional living and minimalist perspective, please consider subscribing for more and like this video for more. Basically, first things first, I think that this just brand and design quality and I don't know, just the aesthetics and the feel in the hand is so nice. And it's a sort of a hard plastic here. I will say inside there's a stainless steel area where the water heats up, which is super nice. I have a scooper in here. Right, so let's get into it. So I did want to quickly talk about the case too, because you have your charger, you have your little brush here that will help kind of clean the device. And then this is actually kind of cool. So these do use Espresso pods and you can kind of load these up in these little holes here too to keep them from sliding around, and you'll be ready to go flailing all over the place here for your next camping trip, whatever. And then you do have, which is interesting, and we'll talk about it in a second, you actually have a grounds coffee pot deal here as well, which is something that sets this apart as a machine. But right, so let's get into it. And of course, I'm going to brew a shot from this machine and Conqueco as well. So just wanted to talk about this. You have this nice plastic cup here, and I can confirm that you can brew it like this. You don't have to do anything special. It just brews in this cup. There's plenty of space at the bottom of this to hold your shot, so you don't have to worry about it like overflowing or anything. Most of this is kind of hard plastic. You have your charger here. You have your button here, which is actually the O from OutIn, which I thought was a pretty good design, and some LEDs here to show battery percentage as well as sort of the steps along the brewing process that the device is taking. Easy enough to unscrew the little basket here and then up, just pull out this. And then of course your pod actually just drops in there. So nice and simple, super easy. I really love this. It's fairly lightweight too, I'll be honest. And I think it's because they've gone with stainless steel where it matters. But outside of that, they've gone with this super high sort of density plastic, which just sort of brings down the weight of the product. So yeah, there's that. And like I said, you also have your basket, whatever you want to call it, for actual coffee grounds. So if you decide to use your own grounds, or you already have sort of like a pour over machine or an espresso machine at your home, you can go ahead and just kind of get a little mason jar or something full of your coffee grounds, take that with you on your trip and or wherever you're using this, in your home, in your office, in your hotel room, which is kind of cool. I might be using this on some trips I have for work coming up. And just be able to use your own coffee, right? If you prefer your own grind size, maybe Nespresso is a little bit smaller than you like, whatever it might be. There are options here. Let's go ahead and bring in Conqueco, I think is how you say it. Conqueco. I don't know. Conqueco. So one thing I'll note is here is the device from, and it is pretty much all metal, which I think is in some ways an advantage. I will say this is like IPX. I think I had it written here. IPX4 waterproof. So you can't throw this in the water, but rain, stuff like that, it's not really going to hurt it. I don't think the Conqueco is necessarily waterproof, though it is made of metal. So there's that. It is so much heavier. And I think it's because of the all metal design. It's quite a bit bigger too. Let me just, not too much bigger, but I think like wider, definitely heavier. The charging port is open here, so you can't really let water get in there. There is a certain way you have to sort of set this down so that it brews properly and doesn't overflow there. So just in terms of like ease of use. And I would say, I think this design is so much nicer. It's a little bit more minimalist. And of course I went with the green. They have many other colors. There's a few colors with this device too, but honestly, and I'm being completely honest here, I like this design better. I like that it's lighter. I think for someone who's going camping or hiking, any sort of weight matters, right? And I think just this being a little bit lighter than this matters a whole lot. Just my own little opinion there. This is a little bit interesting. You do have, it's only got the one way of brewing, which is through the espresso pod, where again, this is able to do grounds or Nespresso, which is nice. And then it's actually a little interesting. I don't know why. I guess maybe you could buy a different adapter from the company at some point, because you can actually take this Nespresso basket off. They have a couple different loading mechanisms here that they use, but I think maybe in the future or maybe on their site even, I just went with the regular Nespresso pod because this is so easy to just go pick up some from the store and it's the appropriate amount, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, each of them has this basket. This brewing tank here is actually made of plastic on the outside, which that doesn't seem as fit for me for boiling water, but it's been fine. I don't know the ins and outs of the science there, but so anyway, those are kind of the things I wanted to hit on. I do think I like this design better, and I'll probably be giving this away to a friend or family member and keeping this one for myself. Some other things, because the OutIn has the ability for grounds, with this basket here, you do have an actual like measurement scoop, and you fill it up to the top, dump it in, and then actually use the bottom to tamper, and it fits in perfectly in there to be able to tamp that down. They say fill it up to 80%, tamp it down, and you're good to go. So we're going to brew with both of these. We're going to see they take about the same amount of time, see which ones are louder, see how easy it is. We'll start, let's just go ahead and get the Conqueco put together here. Make sure that's on there okay. All right, so that pod is ready to go. I will say something I've noticed is this is a little not super safe. I don't know what the word is. Go ahead and push this in here, push it in, push it down really good. And then this goes up under here. I'm in need of another coffee, so this will be good. Screw that on nice and tight. That sits nice like that. All right, let's go ahead and get our water filled up. We'll do about 50 mils for each. Interestingly enough, the Conqueco has 40 mils. So I'll go a little bit above that. It just says 40 mils and then max, whereas the OutIn actually has 50 mils, 70 mils, and max. All right, we've got both of these machines primed and ready to go, except need this one back down there. All right. Press and hold both of these. All right, and yeah, we'll let these guys brew. Something I will note is that I kind of wish this was clear. It's just fun to watch the coffee spill out. Now, I do know that you can just pick this up like this and watch it if you want. It doesn't have to sit down in there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that really matters all that much, but anyway, I will say like this feels a lot more steady than this, which is something I've noticed. Another thing you can see, like this does have a light here showing that it's on and heating, but something I like better about the OutIn is it has these 4 LEDs here, which you can see as it's progressing, these will light up across. And it's also showing you the amount of heat. I have that somewhere using the trusty guide here. Let's look at our LEDs. So this will show you the battery percentage, which 25, 50, 75, 100. And also as it's heating, the first light is 68 to 104 degrees, then 104 to 140, 140 to 176, 176 to 205. When it gets to 205, it extracts. They both really aren't making any noise. So basically what's happening now is the water's heating up in the pots up at the top. So you do want to keep these upright. You don't want to be splashing them around while this is happening, but yeah, I'll let this kind of go along, and yeah, we'll get some espresso to drink here in a second. This just concerns me. I don't know why, but oh, okay. So OutIn's going first here. Extracting, can't really see, but I did start these at the same time. So if speed is something you're after, I guess the OutIn wins in this competition. I don't know that it matters that much to me. I think just, and I also say too, I'm not like a coffee like aficionado where like I can taste subtle differences and blah 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 blah. But I think with these machines, I don't know if the coffee's delicious or not. I would just say, all right, this one's starting now. Just being able to have espresso on the go, that's the value here, right? All right, the OutIn is done, which looks really nice. It's got a nice bit of crema on top. There's just a few drops of water still left in the top, which is good, I suppose. All right, the Conqueco is still going here. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and taste the OutIn. Strong, nice and hot. Let's give this a taste. Can't taste the difference, honestly. That could just be a me thing. I don't know. Both options are great. As you could tell in this review, I kind of lean more towards the OutIn. Again, they did send me the product, so take that as you will. But honestly, I just think the design, the size, everything about it, the weight is a big thing, I think. Which, I mean, they're not heavy. I mean, they've got an espresso machine in this small amount of space. Both of them do, but I just like the design of this better. I think it's more user-friendly in a way. This seems to still be leaking, so that's not fun, whereas this one is not. So that's a thing, maybe, to consider. I don't know. But anyway, I want to say thanks to OutIn for sending me their travel espresso machine here. I've really enjoyed using this product, and I'm excited to share it with friends and family as well. If you want this product, please select the link down in the description. You'll get a certain percentage off. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. As always, if you have any questions about either of these products, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, watch this one next. I think you're going to love it. Subscribe if you're new, like this video for more, and I'll see you in the next one.